Hello, students. My name's Christine, and my website is www.dreamteach.org. Now, this lesson is for literacy, low beginning, and high beginning. Why do I say that? Maybe this is the first time you're hearing about nouns and adjectives. That would be literacy. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing about 5 categories of nouns. That would be low beginning. Maybe this is the first time you have heard the vocabulary vast and delightful and intuitive, friendship, childhood. That could actually be high beginning. Okay, so we have a mix here of levels, and that will happen a lot as we go through these tutorials. So remember the pizza, and today I'm talking about 2 pieces of pizza, nouns and adjectives. I want you to be thinking that they're married. They're like husband and wife. Why? Because the adjectives describe the nouns. So let's look at this. We have person, woman, person, stranger. But if the woman was walking down the street with the stranger, they would be people because there's 2 of them. It would be plural, not singular. We have places, classroom and country. Things, apple, and a magazine. This is under an animal category. It's an insect, like a bug. And then we have ideas, childhood, and friendship. I can see and touch people. I can see and touch places. I can see and touch things. I can see and touch animals. What about ideas? No. If you are Christian and believe in God, if you are Muslim and believe in Allah, those are ideas. Okay, you can't see them, you can't touch them. So it's in your brain. It's an idea. You have faith. Faith is an idea, right? So most of the words that are noun ideas are very difficult for students because they can't see them, they can't touch them. Sometimes inside the word, if I take off hood and just say child, it goes up here. It's a person, a child, a little girl, little boy. If I take off ship and just put friend, it goes up here. It's a person. So a lot of times there's a noun inside a noun. Okay, let's look at most of these adjectives are very positive. Very positive. We can still have negative, but I chose to be positive in this lesson. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the adjectives in front of the nouns. I love my tiles that are on magnets. It makes it easy to move them around. Okay, and we have person, place, thing, animal, idea. Okay, so think of yellow as adding the beautiful sun. It makes our sentences more interesting. When you're writing a paper for your teacher, if you want to have an interesting paper, you might add 1, 2, or 3 adjectives to describe the noun. So we have an intuitive woman. An intuitive woman means that she has intuition. Intuition would be an idea like friendship and childhood. We don't see intuition. It's inside our body. Let me give you an example. Teachers have good intuition. You see a student is shy, a student is embarrassed, a student has a problem. They do not talk to you, but you have intuitive thoughts about that student. You know something is going on. If you have that quality, we say you are an intuitive woman, or you can be an intuitive man. Kind stranger. I don't know a stranger. I don't know this person, but my tire on my car was flat and a kind stranger fixed my car. A nice classroom. You walk into your classroom, there's windows, there's plants, and you go home, you say, "Mom, I have a nice classroom." A wonderful country. Most everybody loves the country that they were born in. And if you are writing a paper on your country and you say, "I have a wonderful country," you might then talk about 3 or 4 things. My country's wonderful because of the clothing, the food, the religion, the people. And then you write a paper about that. Tasty apple. Now, I usually buy Gala apples, Gala, but my favorite apple, my tasty apple, is called Honeycrisp. When the farmers bring it to the market, it's expensive, so I don't buy them too often. But if I wanted to describe the apples that I love, I could put another adjective here. I love tasty, Honeycrisp apples. And then I would put an S for plural. Fantastic magazine. Your friend is going into modeling and she needs some ideas about clothing and hair. And so you say, "I have a fantastic magazine." You can borrow it and you can look at all the fashion and the styles in the magazine. Let's look at ideas. Delightful childhood. That means that you came from a home where the mom and dad were good parents. They had good morals, good values, and they took you on vacation every year. They helped you with your homework, and you were very happy living there when you were a child. So you say, "I had a delightful childhood." Important friendship. Maybe you have 2 or 3 friends that are very important to you. When you have good news or bad news, they're the first friend you want to talk to. So you say, "This is Sarah," or "This is Johnny, and I have an important friendship with them." It's very important to you. Now, like I said, these are positive. We can also make them negative. We can say the mean stranger, the war-torn country, maybe Gaza. Gaza is not wonderful right now. With the war, the buildings are collapsed, and it is a war-torn country. Maybe it's an uninteresting magazine or an unimportant friendship. We would put UN in front, and we'll talk about prefixes another day. Unimportant friendship. The classroom is not nice. Maybe the classroom is ugly or dirty. That's negative. Maybe the apple is rotten. It's old and it's rotten. And maybe there's only a few insects. This means a lot. So maybe there's only a few, but we still have to put the S. And maybe your childhood was not delightful. Maybe you came from a home with a lot of pain and sadness, and it was a terrible childhood. Okay? So, this is our first 2 pieces of the 8 pieces of grammar. And again, it's for literacy, low beginning, high beginning. And what I would do, if you're serious about learning grammar, I would take a picture of this and I would start a journal. Okay? Start a journal, because once I talk a little bit about all 8 categories, we will come back to the nouns and adjectives. Because remember, this is just a little bit. There's much more to say about nouns and adjectives, but that will be later in other videos. Okay, students, make sure you write this down and check out my next video at www.dreamteach.org, and also my YouTube videos where I introduce myself. There's about an 18-minute video telling you a little bit about my life, my childhood. Okay, have a good evening. Bye.